Midweek Premier League fixtures. Brighton versus Chelsea. After having a poor performance on Saturday against Manchester City in the Etihad Stadium, Chelsea is traveling to the Amex Stadium to face Brighton, which is very difficult and very worrying for the club board and the fans, because this is a game and it's a must-win game for Chelsea. We can't afford to draw or lose this game again. What's up, guys? Welcome to Achilles Sports. If you're new, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, be part of this amazing community. Don't forget, Brighton have never won a Premier League game against Chelsea, but we can't take it as yardstick because they've been able to draw their last two games against Chelsea. So going to their home yard to play against them with the mentality of losing the last 3 points against City is going to be very difficult for Thomas Tuchel and the players. It's always been brilliant for Chelsea sometimes, and sometimes it's been poor. And this inconsistency for Chelsea is absolutely worrying, because we win game and the next game is a draw or lose. And it's very worrying to say something about it. You can't blame anyone. You can only blame the players because they are not putting out their best currently. After some of them coming back from injury and also COVID, we expected them to put more to win games for Chelsea. And you could remember some few months back, we were part of the title contenders in the Premier League this season. But hey, this time we cannot even boast of the third place we are in now, because our opponents are covering the gap, and it's always very worrying situation for the club. Brighton are coming into this game with the back of their mind that they were able to get a point the first leg against Chelsea in the Premier League in Stamford Bridge. And this time round on their own home yard, they will want to get that 3 points for themselves. And is this something that is going to happen? Hey, I don't think it's going to happen, because for the past 9 games in their home yard in all competition, Chelsea have been able to get goal in each of these 9 games. Lamptey is someone who is very worrying for Chelsea, and the last out in Stamford Bridge, he was able to prove a point, being a youngster from the academy of Chelsea, and we were able to give him out for Brighton. He is destined to prove a point that he is ready for the club, even though Reece James was there to prevent him from getting the first 11. Thomas Tuchel last time tried to stop him, and hey, you remember that was when Reece James got the injury and he's out for 3 weeks, and we are still waiting for him to return. And this time round, who is he going to put over there to stop Lamptey? Because we all know Marcus Alonso defensively, he's not all that good. And this guy, Lamptey mentality and his way of attacking is very brilliant. And last time out, we saw Marcus Alonso, who came in and suffered a lot in the hands of Lamptey. And Thomas Tuchel is still worried at who to put over there. And we are even short of defenders currently. Chelsea is short of defenders, because last game, Christensen again tested positive of COVID and he didn't play. This time around, we don't know whether he'll be able to play this game or not. We are going for back 3 again. We might go for back 3 again. And it's absolutely going to be buzzing for Chelsea in the Amex Sports Stadium. Now, remember, this is a side that has a lot of opportunities this season, because aside from the top 3 in the league table, they are the next who have conceded least in the Premier League this season. So aside from Manchester City, Liverpool and Chelsea, they are the next who have conceded least in the table. And they are the top who have drawn more games than any other Premier League side this season. So this game is a battle for Chelsea. And hey, at the end of the day, we can't be boasting right now that we'll be able to win the 3 points over there, because the players out there, it needs to be questioned themselves. They need to question themselves on why they are not performing currently, because there's nothing or who to blame about their performance but themselves. So we need to question ourselves. And hey, This is a do or die situation. And Chelsea, at the end of the day, should be able to carry the 3 points in moving forward to weekend game against Tottenham in Stamford Bridge. Hey, I'm not even thinking of that game because that game is a done deal for us. But the important thing is we need to win before thinking of Tottenham game. Remember the last time we played, their centre back Dunk was not there. Right now, I think he's fit to play against Chelsea, and their defense is going to be very difficult for Chelsea. And this is something that I've been looking forward to. We can't blame anyone because our forward line is very poor. They are unable to score goals in each game is always an issue for Chelsea. And the last time out, we wanted to push City to their half yard, but because of the poor performance of Pulisic and Ziyech, we were not able to do it, and we find ourselves putting a lot of pressure from City, and they ended up getting that goal against us. And hey, Brighton doesn't have players like De Bruyne who could actually do everything necessary to get the 3 points for them, but they have someone like Welbeck, Daniel Welbeck. We all saw him the last game. He came on and he get a late equalizer for Brighton, and they had a point in Stamford Bridge last time out, and that was their second point they had in Stamford Bridge. Brighton have never had a lead against Chelsea during any match. Chelsea always lead at the end of the day, winning the game or drawing the game. And I expect to see the same mentality in Brighton over there, because if history is going to repeat itself, Chelsea will carry the day by all means, because Brighton is still looking forward to get their first win against Chelsea in Premier League. What a wonderful record Chelsea is having against Brighton. But is it something that can turn around? Unless we put our best out there. Other than that, it will turn around this time round. And we don't hope so, because we want our week to be exciting. We want our week to be excelling. So 3 points will be definitely good for Chelsea. Now, it's very difficult for us to bring our lineup, because at the end of the day, you don't know who is tested positive and who will be tested negative. So, but for me, I expect Kepa will still be on post for Chelsea, because he has stepped up since Edward Mendy moved to African Cup of Nations, and he will still be on post for Chelsea. Rudiger, I expect him to be there. Thiago Silva and Malang Sarr in the back three, because Christensen's situation, we don't know whether he will be ready to play the game. And our right wing back will be the skipper himself, Aspilicueta, Marcus Alonso on the left side. Kennedy has arrived, and you know Thomas Tuchel, if he will be waiting for Kennedy to adapt or adjust into the team before he could use him. Other than that, it would have been very good to use Kennedy. Tariq Lamptey is the guy we should be thinking of against Brighton. And Marcus Alonso defensively, I don't think he will be able to contain Tariq Lamptey. Guys, the midfield area, I think Kante should be there with Jorginho. If possible, play the trio. Kovacic should be included over there, because if these three are playing, we have upper hand in midfield and can be able to create spaces to score more goals for ourselves. So I won't be surprised to see these three, or Kante and Jorginho in midfield, because last time our Jorginho was out of the squad. So maybe he might probably rest enough for this game. Mason Mount, Manny Mace. I would like to see him over there, because if he's there, we see different type of Manny Mace, because he's a hustler and his consistency is absolutely amazing for Chelsea. And we know the last game when he wasn't there, we see our up front wasn't creating chances enough. And if this guy is there, by all means, we create chances, and some of them we are not able to utilize them, and we utilize some, and he can probably net a goal for Chelsea in this yard. And another one who needs to be there is Hudson-Odoi, because the last time Christian Pulisic didn't pull his gear. So Hudson-Odoi being there can dribble past one player or two to create chance for Chelsea, or he himself could score for Chelsea. And if he's also there, it will be very difficult for Tariq Lamptey to move forward, because Hudson-Odoi is someone who can also put pressure on the defense, to put pressure on Tariq Lamptey to not to move offensively too much. So I expect Hudson-Odoi to play this game. We compare Lukaku and Havertz in up front, because if Havertz is there, his movement is absolutely brilliant for Chelsea. He can move and create spaces for Lukaku to score goals. Let's pair them and see what they can also bring to us, because I am waiting to see these two on this game to be able to produce the goals we want. We saw Lukaku, he always wants to win, he always wants to get goals for Chelsea, and he always wants to get trophy, and that's why he's in Chelsea. That's why he came back to Chelsea, to fight for the trophies and to fight for success for himself and for the club. Last time out, even though he didn't perform very well for Chelsea, but we need to also question our midfield and also our offensive midfielders. Where balls getting to him, it's always a question mark. I can't forget he squandered one chance being a striker in the early part of the game against City. The chance he got sort of him to actually shoot, because it was a scoring opportunity, but he decided to pass to Ziyech, who was an offside position. But aside from that, he was all running inside the pitch and he wasn't getting supply. And then also, we need to also think about what to do in the presence of Lukaku, because always when he's there, we are unable to possess ball. All we look for is Lukaku, and it is not healthy for the club. If we are able to spread our game, try to create spaces another place instead of the center, I think it will be very good for Chelsea in moving forward. And hey, if you are new, subscribe, be part of this community, and also remember, it's great. Your weekend is going to be absolutely amazing. Today is Monday, and Tuesday the match will be coming on. Join me during the game to watch this beautiful game together on Tuesday evening. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of Achilles Sports. And I'll see you during the game.